Marion County Trail could be the best value in bourbon-themed travel in Kentucky. You'll experience one of the Kentucky Bourbon Trail's crown jewels, one of the Bourbon Trail Craft Tour's top-rated stops, and something you can't find anywhere else. Organized tours of a bourbon barrel manufacturing facility, all in one place. It's the Marion County Trail. Take your time to tour, dine, shop, and stay all along the way. Explore world-famous Maker's Mark, a hot ticket item on the Kentucky Bourbon Trail. Limestone Branch Distillery, home of world-famous Yellowstone bourbon, and one of the top-rated stops on the Kentucky Bourbon Trail Craft Tour. Kentucky Cooperage, the sprawling plant where the thriving bourbon industry's barrels are hand-built and seared with fire for bourbon aging flavor. And Lebanon, home of wonderful dining opportunities from home-cooked to chef-driven. Unique shopping opportunities, nowhere else to be found murals for your selfies, and overnight accommodations that range from traditional to bed and breakfast to bourbon-themed. Go to visitlebanonky.com for more details. Lebanon Tourist and Convention Commission, 270-692-0021.
It's the Bow Brothers for Two Shots on a Barrel. We can't thank you enough for joining in and listening to our show today. We do want to remind you, go out there and give us a review. Isn't that important, J-Bo?
It's very important for us to grow and to reach a larger audience, so please do it for us.
We got a cool thing out on Facebook. We got a Facebook group you can join. You can follow along with all kinds of crazy stuff that you put out there.
That's just the way it is. It's fun. It's good times. It's private, so we don't share anything off that page. It's strictly right there on Two Shots on a Barrel fan page.
Yeah, another cool thing we got, we have some fantastic sponsors we'll showcase throughout the show today, and we want to appreciate and show our respect for all of those. And for more information on that, you'll be able to catch the ad or go to our Facebook page and check those out. There you go. All right, it's without further ado, Two Shots on a Barrel podcast.
Two old boys ain't much for working. Two shots on a barrel and they're talking about bourbon. Talking about a few other things that they don't know. If you've got a question, no need to ask. They don't have a clue, so raise your glass. Take a sip with the Bow Brothers. Now it's on with the show. From the heart of central Kentucky, the bourbon capital of the world, it's Two Shots on a Barrel with your host, a couple of hot shots of their own, the Bow Brothers.
What's up, J-Bo? Back in the Two Shots Big Papa Smokehouse Studios here in downtown Lebanon.
Hey, man, having a good time. It's an early podcast, but it's never too early to drink some E.H. Taylor small batch. What do you think?
Yeah, you're bringing out the good stuff today. The stock, man. Is definitely raised.
Look, man,
today.
when you have superstars coming in, you need to bring out the superstar bourbon. You know
I got you, man. I'm looking forward to the show today. First, we've got some housekeeping we want to get to. Number one, of course, March Madness in Kentucky. Thank God, moving on to the Sweet 16. How happy are you about that?
I'm super excited, but all I can think about is our buddy Kenny Walker and how excited he must be about all this.
Yeah, Sky, I'm sure is very, very pleased. I know he was a big proponent of the Mark Pope hire. Mm-hmm. And the thing that I will say that's refreshing about Coach Pope is he has made it once again about the name on the front of the jersey as opposed to the back.
Yes, good guy, good family.
How's your bracket doing?
It's doing pretty good. I'm not winning in any of them, but it's better than usual. Salem's winning in just about all of them. So
well, that makes sense. He's a whole lot smarter than you.
He's a whole lot smarter. He's 12. Of course, he's smarter than me. So.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's good stuff.
So you've been keeping busy lately at the Marion County Convention and Sports Complex.
One of my good buddies is running the show out there, Will. He's been on the show a couple times. Mm-hmm. And felt like he needed a little help, so I've been out there helping him hang banners, sweep floors, kind of just get things ready for the grand opening on Friday. So
yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Working way beyond what you're used to doing.
Not quite used to what he's having me do, but we're getting through it together and have 17 of the coolest high schoolers out there working hard, and man, it's good to see good kids doing hard work. So.
Another kind of thing that we need to already start thinking about, J-Bo, is the Bourbon Festival.
Yes.
Dates have been announced for the Kentucky Bourbon Festival. We're almost into April. Can you believe that?
It's nuts. It's nuts. And what's going to happen on April 8th this year? Something crazy's happening. I turned 50, dude.
Holy cow.
Turned 50. Never thought I'd say that. I never thought I'd live to be 40. Here I am.
So is your buddy David Wheatley going to have anything to do with some type of a drunk party for you?
There's been many opinions on what we should do, because on my 40th, we rented a bar out in Bardstown. I swore we never do that again. Didn't end well.
Yeah.
And then I'm pretty sure at the end of the night, what's the name of that bar, that little bitty bar in the parking lot behind Mammy's?
Is it Tap House?
I don't know what it's called, but it was not a good place to rent out for the whole time. But anyways, probably end up in a distillery somewhere, I would say.
I'm sure you will. Well, back to the Kentucky Bourbon Festival. Dates this year, September 5th through the 7th.
Yes.
Tickets go on sale April the 17th. So you can go out to kybourbonfestival.com, be able to secure your tickets. They will go fast, Jay.
Now, look, if you don't buy tickets, you can still come see us at the World Barrel Rolling Competitions out in the parking lot there.
Yeah.
Out front by the baseball fields, softball fields.
I'm still surprised Steve Nally is the grand poobah of that event, and we just kind of like follow around and make sure Steve has his drink, an ice cold water when he needs it, if he needs something to eat, or we take a towel and wipe his forehead off.
And I play music that people complain about. And
you need to do a better job on the music.
Man,
you never do a good job on the music.
Evidently, I don't, man. I'll just play. I got a CD of some old Hooker band music, man. I might just play Hooker music.
Hooker?
Yeah.
I've been listening to some Hooker band music.
Band, man. I miss
Hell
those guys.
Yeah. Let me see if I can crank up some.
Oh, you got some on file back there?
Listen to this. You hear that, don't you?
Badass.
You hear that? Hey, while we get into this Hooker stuff, man?
Why don't you introduce who's in the studio?
All right. Listen, I'm excited about this. These guys, we've got the band Hooker in the Two Shots Big Papa's Smokehouse studio. Welcome, fellas.
Hello. Y'all.
Good to have you guys. So we've got 3 of the 4 band members, the 3 most important, right? We got the 3 most important. Kyle Williamson, Hurley.
Yes.
I mean, when you just go by one name,
you're important.
You are important. And then we've got Doc. It's Hooker. Welcome, guys, man. We are pumped for the show.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Well, first of all, before we go any further, we want to say thank you for having us, for being interested in not only the music but the stories and getting us out there to the world to be on a podcast like this. We've all listened to this podcast. I've got it saved on my Spotify. I'm so grateful to be here. We have brought, as gifts for you all, we brought each of you a Hooker shirt.
Awesome.
And also, I'm going to get some flack for this online. I think there were 2,000, maybe 3,000 original copies of the second CD pressed. And we have told everybody we were out of them for years, because we technically are. But I have a box saved in a very special place that I only open and give out to a couple people. So I brought you each 2 of the originals. So, if you want to hang the T-shirts up or display it somewhere, we just wanted you all to have it as a big thank you for bringing us in here and giving us good bourbon and give us an opportunity to talk to you all today, tell stories and talk about the music.
I love the cover.
Yeah.
Give me so we'll post this on the Two Shots group page.
Yeah.
You guys have your own Facebook page as well. But give me a little background on this cover, because it's freaking awesome.
Yeah. So I'm going to get the year wrong. I'm going to say 2004, 2005 was when that CD came out. That second CD. Was it 2006? I have a brother who works for an advertising agency, and he did our first cover, but actually somebody in Lebanon did this cover for us. And we actually reached out to her and said, here's what we want. We're looking for, a scantily clad woman, laying on the cover on the telephone, and we kind of want to tie it all together. And I think she actually designed it for maybe a college project for us and sent it to us. I think it was. Yeah, I think that was her name. Did a fantastic job, and we pressed it, and that's the way it came out. And we're really tickled about it. We don't have a ton of those left. I think I'm down to one box of maybe 25 or 30, and this morning I remembered them, and I'm like, I'm cutting that box open and bringing those down for you all.
Oh my gosh, that's going to be a featured piece here in the Smokehouse studio. It's kind of got a Marilyn Monroe. Were you going for that?
Famous songs on that CD is called Madeline Rowe.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a fictional character that kind of went along with that art cover.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
This is freaking awesome. Yeah. What a gift. What a gift. So you guys, shout out to Ray Osborne, because we were over at Good Buddies. And by the way, if you haven't been over, you need to go over and see Good Buddies. There's Ray's a sponsor here of Two Shots, a good friend of ours. But Ray, originally he reached out to us and he's like, man, I've got the perfect idea for a guest for Two Shots. And he's like, and he started talking about Kyle, Kyle Williamson. And he said, why don't you reach out to Kyle, because, the hooker is back. They're going to be doing a show here in Lebanon. They're getting ready. At that time, you were getting ready to release all your music out on all platforms. Yep. And then the rest is history. We reached out and we were like, let's get together. Let's do a show. But shout out Ray, because he was the connector. How long have you known Ray, and what's the connection there?
Years. We've known Ray.
Thank you, Ray.
Yeah, for years, just playing music and seeing him out at shows. And Ray is an idea man. You know what I mean? Ray is the ideas guy, and I think Good Buddies is such a good example of that. I laugh because as a study in marketing, when you have merchandise and it has your name on it, you want people to wear that out. You want them to wear it everywhere they go. Ray gave me a shirt that says Good Buddies Brewing, and I think I've worn it to every single place I've played with, either Caleb Cecil, Hotel Whiskey, Hooker. I mean, I wear that shirt everywhere, not only just because it's an awesome shirt, but also because I love Ray, and we want to support what they are doing here. And Ray always has good ideas, and Ray is always coming up with hey, let's do this concert. Hey, let's put this together. How can we make it work? And he's so easy to work with, and has just been really good to us as a group overall.
Is that the same Good Buddy shirt that you got at Ham Days last year?
That is the exact one. And I
think I hand-delivered it to you.
You did, and yes. I am so grateful for it. Wear it all the time.
It's good
all
stuff,
the time.
Man.
Supporting,
we love Good Buddies. This guy right here has probably drank the most beer at Good Buddies ever. Jim Reed lives there.
Going to get an award for that, right?
Yeah, he probably will.
Most of the time I got a buddy that, Ray does the rewards deal, whoever buys the most beer in a run of the year, and they get claimed to, this plaque or whatever, and you get like the bigger mug and type of thing. And I've got a buddy there that's always wins that. And so every time I go in, J-Bo, it's free beer. I mean, how can you not drink good Buddies beer when it's free?
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah, Ray is, just a great guy, and we appreciate Ray making the suggestion. Let's talk about Hooker. Back in the day, you guys were like,
we were burning it up.
You were burning it up. Talk about the early days. Talk about the start.
Yeah. Probably for however many years in a row, it was 48 weekends every single year. Wow. Friday, Saturday night, about 48 to 50 weekends a year. Wow. Starting out, the first show was Bickett's, like the actual show with Bing Devers and Nathan Ernst, the original bassist. I was probably 16. I told my dad, hey, we've been practicing, we've been playing in Kyle's garage, we've been playing in the basement, so we got a gig at a bar called Bickett's in Raywick, Kentucky. Mm-hmm. And my dad was like, well, not without me, you don't. And literally my dad and grandma came to Bickett's and watched us, and it was amazing.
And
that's hilarious.
We started, I said, well, we get started about this, we'll talk about stories. And, I remember playing at Bickett's, and when we were sort of trying to get our foot in the door, going down there, and we were going to sort of audition. And so one night, Ben calls me and says, come down to Bickett's. They're having a DJ. Bring a guitar, and we're going to plug you into the board, and me and you will just do a couple songs to let the owner know, we're good enough to get the band in here. And I will never forget, and I was 16.
If I was 16, you were 16 and a half or 17.
I was young, way too young to be there. And so I got in. I'll never forget this. I got in, and we were waiting off the side of the stage, and we played a couple songs, and I think Robbie came up and said, "Oh, man, you did a great job. You all hang around and do another one." I said, "Oh, okay. Next break, we're going to do another one." And so we're standing off the side of the stage, and this bouncer comes up to me and says, "Who are you?" And I said, I'm playing music. Let me see your ID." And I said, "Well, I'm not drinking. I'm playing music." "All right, come with me." And he threw me out of Bickett's. And I had to stand outside Bickett's and wait for Ben to realize that I was gone, to have him come outside and get me and say, no, like, he's in the band. We're here to play music. And I remember that being like that was one of the first stories that I remember of, like, oh, we're really getting into this business of, like, we're too young to be here. We're being thrown out to be brought. Come on back in and play that song. Come back in and play your song to be thrown out. Like, it's one of my favorite early stories.
We've definitely waited outside.
Yeah,
before.
Yeah, because we couldn't get in.
So you guys were literally kids when you...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, no idea what we were doing.
Walk me through, when you actually started playing, maybe a little bit around the house as a kid or whatever. But I mean, when did it suddenly, like, let's go out and actually play somewhere?
High school talent show.
Yeah, and
we got together and started practicing for a talent show, and just kind of blossomed from there. I think even before that, I was piddling around with stuff and had a drum set. You were playing acoustic with Ben, doing stuff.
And I saw Hurley the first time I ever knew that Hurley played drums, and this is kind of, a punk rock idea. But
when I was a teenager, I didn't start at a young age.
Yeah.
I didn't get my first drum set until I was 13 or 14 years old.
Yeah, Hurley would take his drums.
I would just take them everywhere.
He would take them to the football field during the football games, not as part of the band. He would just take his drums out there, set them up, and play them. And I remember walking by and being like, who is this kid, beating the hell out of these drums, first of all. And second of all, like, he's really good. And we wound up in your mom and dad's basement.
Correct.
And I think one of the first, we did a talent show. And then we played a wedding where I'm not sure anyone knew we were coming.
Yeah, I don't think they had any idea they were having a live band.
I'm not sure how that happened. Yeah. Someone invited us and paid us maybe $150 to be there, but I don't think anyone else at that wedding knew we were coming.
The bride was pretty happy with it because she had watched us and she liked us, but I think it was just her own thing.
Yeah.
Nobody else knew that we were setting up and playing music.
No one else knew it was going to turn into a knockdown drag out party.
Oh yeah, it turned into Cozy Corner real quick.
And we played shortly thereafter that a field party on a wagon with just the bare minimum of equipment and the bare minimum of songs. And when we got through those two, we kind of felt like, this could be a thing. Mm-hmm. We got to start going around and finding places to start doing that.
Jeremy and Chris Grimes, 19th birthday party.
Yep.
That was a big one for us.
Yeah,
Jacob, we didn't have a bassist. The band member that's in the band now, Jacob, who's recently had an addition, was an original member. We had 2 guitarists and no bassist.
Yeah.
Hence, when I was talking about we had no idea what we were doing, but
we
did it.
No idea what we're doing. No PA.
Just monitors, hook up to a couple things, make sure they hear us.
No mics for your guitars. Just turn it up as loud as you could get
turn
it.
it up as loud as you
and
could get
also convinced that we were just the greatest thing since sliced bread. Do you know what I mean? Like that, the confidence of youth. Like, 16, 17
Played every
years
set twice.
Yeah, played it. Yeah, every song 3 or 4 times. So
Right.
Yeah.
So during the start, it was cover stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, what did you guys, when you were just listening to music, this was in what year roughly? You said you were both about 16.
When we were getting heavy into it, before we were playing shows, 99, 2000, 2001, 2002. So it's it's that late 90s, early 2000s style rock. So we grew up with 90s rock, grew up with 90s country. And if you listen to some of his songs, like early songs like Heaven, Boots and Buckles, other stuff like that, it was like Pearl Jam writing a Garth Brooks song.
Right.
And it worked. And it was like, 2003, we made that first album. We had original content going before we were ever 21 years old.
Yeah, I took, when I graduated high school, people give you envelopes of money of like, congratulations. Mm-hmm. I had to buy a computer because that was my parents' requirement. You got to buy a computer, you need it for college. and I took what was left over from my graduation money. We went to Louisville to Mom's Music.
Mom's Music, was great,
and cut the first record that year. That was the first record, and we were off to the races from there. Yeah,
that's awesome. Did y'all know that one of your first trailers that you all had for the Hooker Band was purchased from me?
I did not know that.
Yeah, Ben came and said, J-Bo, that's pretty good. Are you going to use that trailer? And I was like,
you gonna use that?
Hell no, I'm not using this trailer. I hate this trailer. It's brand new, and I just moved from the city.
Yeah.
The roads seem to be a lot narrower here. And I was like, I'm going to have a hard attack by it. So
actually, I had the story, I think, backwards. I thought that you bought a trailer from Ben after Hooker had decided not to play anymore. So actually, Ben bought the trailer from you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
now another one of our good friends owns the trailer.
Nice.
Danny Milby?
Danny
Milby owns the Hooker trailer.
Yeah, he owns
Sitting in
the
his
Awesome,
trailer.
man. That's good stuff. Glad to know it's still out moving. And
It is.
It's a
Grooving.
small world.
It is
It is.
very small.
All right, so you guys, you start off, you don't know what you're doing. Obviously, you connected, though, with people, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you made this connection. Why did people why do you think people were connected? What was it?
Well, there is a pretty long-winded answer to this. We were the background music to everybody's Friday and Saturday night in a Tri-County area in their most formative years that shaped them who they are. They met their husbands, their wives, they got divorces, they had kids. They literally lived their entire lives with us as their background music. Not because we were such a great band, not because we were just better than everybody else. We were the ones that was just there. You know, we provided that. We had every Friday or Saturday night, we were the band playing with, and we all grew up together. And I think in your most formative years like that, when you're 21, 18, 19, 21, and you watch a band all the way up until you're 30, dude, how do you not feel a connection?
Yeah.
Like they're a part of you. They're a part of your life. You know, they're not starstruck by us. They're not in awe of us. They feel like they are us.
I also think too, it's the story we talked about of Good Buddies Brewing. Like, does Good Buddies make great beer? Of course they do, but they also have Ray Osborne, and I know Ray Osborne, and when I see somebody doing well, and it's somebody that I know that I have a connection to, I want to do whatever I can to support that. And I think a lot of the early success, especially we had, were so many people that we knew got to see us get up on stage and do what we love, and they just wanted to support that. You know, not just our moms and dads and grandmas,
Right.
but friends who wanted to come out and just support. You know, hey, we were not that great, and maybe still not that great, but people want to see us up there doing what we
Correct.
love and want to support what we're doing. You know, and
You guys had a cult following.
Correct.
You still do. Still
Yeah.
do.
It's because of that
Yeah.
time frame.
Yeah.
You growing up with somebody, we all grew up together, you
Yeah.
know, indirectly or directly. Every single one of us,
Yeah.
all the fans.
And
Like, we're connected.
You said you
somehow.
had all these dates. The venues around here were itching to get you in there because they knew that it was guaranteed you're going to have X amount of people show up.
Correct.
yeah.
Guaranteed that money's coming back into their business because it didn't matter where the venue was. You're bringing that cult following with you, and I'm sure they're still following you today.
Yeah, and there was a time span there. I'm gonna say 5 or 6 years, and I'll get the date range wrong. Where, you know, Saturday nights especially, wherever we were, it was one in, one out. So
Yeah,
there was a line at the door, and
line
if
at the
you could go
door.
in if somebody left.
Yep.
And
It's the only time you were allowed. Yeah.
we've gotten to the, you know, we had gotten to the point of like, hey, before we start, somebody go up there and order 2 buckets of beers, 4 mixed drinks, and 6 pitchers of water, because we're not going to be able to leave. We're not going to be able to leave the stage to get there, you know, and we might need these
Yeah.
pitchers of water to relieve ourselves
Doc,
later.
would
You know?
would you see me use the bathroom in a couple times? Yeah, empty pitchers of beer on
That's
stage.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, Doc had to witness that a couple times. So, yeah,
Well, not
Yeah.
all the way.
not all. He stumbled up on it during set break. He's like, "What the hell is Hurley doing?" He's like, "I'm not leaving the stage. I'm not going anywhere."
Yeah.
But a lot of this happened too. We were very fortunate. People we know, growing up with them, knowing people. Hell, we opened up for Jason Aldean, Blake Shelton, Miranda Lambert, Keith Anderson.
Down here at Fergie's when Fergie's was
I
up.
booked
Down here
them
at
shows.
Fergie's. Yeah, I mean, like,
So you were the guy that
That-
booked him?
I mean,
Did you book these guys?
Jeremy Ferguson was like,
Jeremy Ferguson.
we're not getting anybody but them.
And the Ferguson
And I was
family,
like,
they
I agree.
booked us for a number of shows, and it like from 2005 to the 2006 when we made that album. And the album you just got, when you open up that booklet and those pictures that we took on our picture day for that stuff was at the Fergies.
Yeah,
We
it was
took
at
those
Fergie's.
pictures there.
Yep.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Show,
We had a
man.
lot of good times at Fergie's.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
A lot of great times.
Fantastic.
A
Yeah.
lot of frog legs consumed out there.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
all Blake Shelton wanted.
Really?
Frog legs.
So Doc, when did you come into this?
Yeah, Doug, go ahead and tell them how many practices you got in.
Yeah, I think it was around 2007 when I came in that he had just got the second album out. Nathan,
So how did that process? I mean, walk us through. How did they find out about you? I mean, what happened there?
I really think it's a couple things at once.
It was.
So they got to where they played E-Town a little bit. So I'm from Elizabethtown.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, well, I'd heard of them. I thought, well, go check them out and see what's going on there. And there was this club, I think it was called Fatso's.
Yeah.
E-Town, they were just beginning to have
Bars,
alcohol again.
alcohol, yeah,
it was
that's right,
they
yeah.
it had to be a restaurant. They had to serve a certain percentage. So that place, they had a pizza buffet in there. So I go over there and check them out, but I didn't because there's a line out the door, and I'm thinking, what? I mean, this is E-Town, you know. Why is there a line out the door? Why do I have to park across the street? You know. So I was like, well, I mean, I don't even know these guys, you know. So I'm gonna go, you know. So didn't meet them that day. I saw an ad. I don't remember if it was Craigslist or MySpace or what was going on then, but they had an ad out, and
Did we?
I just
Yeah, we
happened to
did.
look around that time, and they were playing E-Town again. They played this place called Bum Bakers. It's over there near the interstate. So
It was
It-
called Hawks at the time.
yeah,
It was a generic version of Hooters.
so I go in there, and they had recognized me. There was a time I lived in Hodgenville. When I turned 18, I moved down there. I was working down there in the gas station, and I asked, well, who's the musicians around? They told me, go see Kyle King, you know. And then, Kyle's all right. Kyle King, that's who I got told. So they recognized me when I came in there. And we didn't really, I don't know if we talked about playing then.
No,
Did-
we
did-
didn't. I'll
did
tell
you-
you the story. Jacob
Yeah.
Loxton, who's now in the band, after Nathan left, I was just, you know, Jacob knows, Jacob cares, and we was just hanging at his house one day. He's like, you need to call Jason Jones today, right now. Like, you need to call him. We called him. I think you left your band practice. Like, you packed up your stuff. Was like, got another gig, boys.
Well, you know,
Because we had paying gigs. We played every
Right,
weekend.
yeah.
We had paying gigs. Okay. Doc comes to a practice at Kyle Williamson's garage after the New Year's show, because Nathan was going to play up until the New Year's show. We practiced, like, I think I remember the date. It was like January 8th. It was the next weekend. And that was it. He joined the band, practiced with us one time, and didn't practice again for the next 15 years.
maybe
Nice.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we just kind of took off.
On
Why
the
practice
go.
if you get offered a gig?
Yeah.
You must be damn good.
Yeah.
Well, I tried. You know, I had these papers with all these notes on it, and I think
Right.
it was around Napster days back then, so I was able to
Well,
get songs, you know,
right.
slowly.
The job was actually offered to somebody else.
Yeah.
And he came out with us and played a gig. Did great. I don't know what happened. We love the guy. Still see him all the time. Was,
Yeah.
Rob Unsel.
Yeah.
He had the gig, but he just he was the bassist gig. And he's a
Yeah.
guitar player. He's a guitar singer,
Yeah.
songwriter. That's what he likes to do.
So you're a lead guitarist,
A bass player.
Bass
bass player.
yeah,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And
You're the drummer.
correct.
You're the lead guitarist,
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
Kyle?
Yeah.
Lead guitarist, singer, songwriter, creator.
Attorney.
Attorney, big brother. He holds all the hats.
What's funny about, you know, Doc coming in so many years later is when we cut the first album.
Great story.
We cut the first album. I'm going to what is it? I'm gonna
Clean it up.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Clean it up.
Clean
Clean it up.
Afterwards, when we were done, you know, I told you spent that graduation money. I had a little bit of graduation money left, and everybody had brought some cash with them. So we decided to go to a club, is what I will call it, And we were in this club, and we were all up front, and there was a guy there was two guys sitting to our left, and I remember turning to Hurley and being like, man, that dude looks familiar. I don't know who that guy is, but he looks, we're in Louisville, downtown Louisville. And he's like, I'm pretty sure that dude works at the Taco Bell in Hodgenville. And so we actually scooted over to him and started talking to him. We're like, yeah, that dude works at Taco Bell in Hodgenville. And it was Doc.
It was Jason Jones.
And at the time, we were there, we had a bass player, and we had done an album. We're telling him, we just left the studio. We were, hype about it. And didn't see him again until he came and auditioned many, many years later. And
didn't see him again until 5 years later, and he'd auditioned for us out of nowhere.
Yeah, and here
Doc
we sit.
and I actually played a show before that with a punk rock band, Bobby Bowen's, some other part. Rick was out, and you came and filled in. It's funny how it all intertwines and works out. It's amazing.
World.
Small world, and comes from a music family too.
Yeah.
But just sitting here with you three, it's like you've known each other since y'all were 4.
Yeah.
Y'all
Kyle
pretty
and
tight group.
I went to Kitty College.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Kitty College together.
Did you say Kitty College?
Yeah, it was an after school.
Wasn't sure if it was kitty or kidney.
No, it was after school program.
Hang on to that thought, Hurley. We're going to be back hanging out with Hooker. I'm having fun. Great show. Stick around. We got more with the fellas from Hooker here on Two Shots. Exciting news for Two Shots on a Barrel. We have a brand new sponsor. Hey, this is Jim Bowe for Two Shots. Good Buddies Brewing Company, our newest sponsor. I got to tell you, they have it going on. Located in the heart of the bourbon country right here at 120 West Martin Luther King Avenue in Lebanon, Kentucky. All kinds of great craft pours, including many concoctions put together by master crafter Ray Osborne. He's also assisted by his beautiful bride, Beth Osborne. They are the newest and brightest in micro craft breweries in good old Kentucky. Make sure you go out to their Facebook page. You can easily find it at Good Buddies Brewing Company. And don't forget, when you're in town on the Bourbon Trail, to stop by Good Buddies Brewing Company. Again, located at 120 West Martin Luther King Avenue, Lebanon, Kentucky. Good Buddies Brewing Company. We're happy to have you as a sponsor right here on Two Shots on a Barrel. There pretty much comes a time in everybody's life where you need a good attorney. And Two Shots, we recommend the law office of Don L. McCauley.
Absolutely. If you want somebody to fight for your rights, man, I couldn't think of anybody better.
Criminal law, bankruptcy, you name it, Don McCauley, that's who you need to call. It is 692-0784 right here in Lebanon, Kentucky, located at 144 West Main Street in Lebanon.
We love Don McCauley, and you will too.
J-Bo.
My favorite thing about podcasts is the in-between stories that you hear that probably should never be released to the world to hear. So that's my favorite thing about podcasting.
You know, the other thing about podcasting I've realized, we kind of do our show in 3 segments usually. And by segment 3, it gets really fun.
Sure.
You know, we're on 2. We're still like throwing down a little E.H. Taylor right now.
Sure.
Stories start rolling a little bit, and then it's no holds bar in segment 3.
Oh my gosh!
I mean, it's like bring it on. So Hurley, what were you talking about before we went to break?
Oh, how long Kyle Williamson and I have known each other?
Yes.
We've only known each other. Well, I'm 40. We've only known each other for probably about 35 years. That's all.
Well, that's not very long.
Yeah. After school program called Kitty College.
Yeah.
And we've been together ever since.
So you were the guy that was at games playing the drums as not a part of the band,
I was
but
the
just
most
playing.
annoying kid you could
But you were
imagine.
out there, and you're so. At this point in time, were you and Kyle buddies, or you were just Kyle? Just like, who is this?
Not really. No.
Not really.
We knew each other our whole lives. Played on a baseball team together. Went to Kitty College together. Mutual friends, stuff like that. But not as close as we are now. No.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
So you guys were both Hodgenville natives. Is that right?
Correct. Both
Hodgenville
Hodgenville.
guys.
Born and raised. Yeah. Born and raised.
Class of.
03.
What's up?
02 for me.
My gosh, we're bringing out the
know.
celebrities today. Ray Osborne in the house. Ray, come on in here.
We've only been talking about you a little bit.
Just a little.
Just a little.
Yeah, you got all kinds of love in the first segment of the show, Ray.
That's great, man. Thank y'all.
Yeah, I knew you would want to come down here. You were the guy that said, "Hey, you got to get these guys on." We were talking about in the first segment there how for so many people, especially people kind of that were running around at your time, it was kind of you kind of grew up with, I guess you can say, with the Hooker Band, and the Hooker Band kind of grew up with a generation of people during that time. Talk a little bit about that, Ray.
Yeah, I mean, anybody from around here locally, I mean, in a Tri-County area probably, I would say, grew up with Hooker. I spent a lot of time in my right after high school days running back and forth between UK, and I lived in Louisville for a little bit, but it was always back home on the weekends, at Bickett's back then or Cozy Corner. They were always jamming out down there. So, yeah, I really kind of grew up with them. Even my wife, Beth, she grew up with you guys. I mean, I've heard stories even before her and I were together of, her just hanging out with you guys, after shows and stuff. So she grew up to, so yeah, like you said, it's a whole generation, of people. So, when I said something to you, Jim, about it, and even Jeremy, I was like, y'all got to get them back on. They've just released all their music on all the streaming platforms. We rock it out down at the brewery when we're brewing and
Thank
stuff
you.
now, so it's just it's I don't even know what the word it just brings back not really my childhood, but my younger running
Oh, it's
around
nostalgic
days.
Yeah.
for all of us. It really
Yeah.
is, even for us too. The last big gig we did at the Log Still, at the Turkey Kick, that was a high school reunion for LaRue
Exactly.
County, Marion County, and Nelson County all in one.
Exactly.
There's a country song that talks about the old Mellencamp song. You
Yeah.
remember that?
Yeah,
Takes
yeah.
you back to,
Yes.
and I think that's essentially what you're saying, Ray. Is it takes you back to, that night, whatever it was, and maybe it was you met your future wife, and Hooker was up there, and they were playing, and it just all these memories start flooding back, and it just you can't make that stuff up. You can't create that. That's just genuine. And it's such a good story. But one of the things that I know Ray was talking about, and we're excited about here locally, is you guys are going to be back on the stage at the summer concert series.
Excited.
And that's going to be a lot of fun.
That's gonna be fun.
I mean, for us old timers like J-Bo and myself, we were a little, we missed a little bit of the Hooker renaissance.
Right.
So it's when
He missed it. I was right there.
all right. Well, listen,
front row hammer drum.
so around 2003. So when was a heyday, Hurley? When was the heyday?
Absolute
The
heyday.
absolutely heyday.
When we first opened for Jason Aldean in 2004, 2005, from 2004 to about 2010, I think we played about 50 weekends a year, every year.
Yeah.
50 every Friday and Saturday. And it didn't just come to a halt. It's just slowly tapered off. We grew up, jobs, college, stuff like that. But there was a good 6 or 7, maybe even 8 years where it was 45 to 50 weekends a year.
So you're saying roughly 2004 to
I'd say 9 or 10.
9 or 10.
10,
It was
11.
It was
Yeah.
full throttle.
Full
Wide
throttle,
open.
absolutely. Wide open.
That's how we supported ourselves through school, and
Yeah.
we ran it we ran it like a business. That was the idea, was that we are going to run this like a business. We will book it. If we book it, we will be there. If we are there, we will do the show. And we don't cancel, we don't miss, and we try to be consistent,
Yeah. I told you about the summer concert series. This one, Hooker will be there August 1st. It is a 90-minute show, right? 8:30 to 10 o'clock. Yep. I'm excited. I know Good Buddies will be there, and it's always a great time. You guys had mentioned, getting back in the studio, doing a few more songs, that type of thing. I'm curious though, before we get into some of that, you mentioned it's not easy for somebody like me and Jeremy, but when groups get together, they play a lot of cover songs. You guys, it was important to you to have your own stuff.
Yeah.
Talk about how in the early days that songwriting process. How was that?
Oh, most of the time, Kyle would either have a verse or a chorus, but never both. And we would have to work it out from there. Like Alone, that obviously started out chorus first, and then we went to from there. But there's a section of the song that Kyle usually has. And it's worked, like it may be the middle of the song, maybe the beginning, maybe the end, but we have to work it out from there. And I don't want to say it's been easy, but when you know what's coming, when it's consistent, he knows me, I know him, Doc knows exactly what to do, and even with Jacob now in the band, it is just, it seems almost like it's seamless. Like it's just, you give us an idea, stuff happening organically too. Kyle usually has an idea, somebody usually has an idea. However, every now and then you get a situation like we had, a couple months ago. Kyle walks into the rehearsal, just not having a good day. Hey Kyle, how you doing? Not good. And we sat there and wrote a pretty significant song, in my opinion. Like, it's not just a good song; it's pretty important, I think. And
did you feel better afterwards?
It felt organic.
Yeah, I walked in and Hurley said, "How you feeling?" And I said, "I feel like I'm hanging by a thread and I'm unmedicated." And I laughed and just turned around and turned my amp on. And Jacob said, "Hold on, go back." He said, "Say that again." And I just said it again. And he was like, "Well, let me play this lick." And he started playing this lick, and he was like, do those words over this lick. And we sat in that room for about 3 hours, just constantly cranking on that song, and came out with a song that we drove straight to the studio and recorded a couple of weekends later. And I started writing songs when I was about 13 years old, and there's, I've always felt there's a story behind every song. I can go through any of those albums and, pick one out. Issues is a song that everybody seems to like. And I remember being in a Fazoli's in Lexington, Kentucky, on the phone with a girl who was a really close friend of mine. And I think I was complaining to her about the girl that I was trying to date at the time, maybe not getting reciprocal feelings. And she got frustrated with me. She said, one of your biggest problems is you've got nothing but issues. And she hung up the phone on me. And I was in a Fazoli's. And I got a napkin. This is back before we had iPhones. I got a napkin and sat down and wrote, "I'm dealing with these issues, so I called you on the phone." And it's hard to stand behind myself when I'm here all alone. And that, it takes something like that to make it start rolling, and we go from there.
Wow. It sounds like your songwriting is therapy.
100%. Yeah, 100%.
It is just about anybody, honestly. It has to be. You got to let it out.
It's my favorite thing to do if you can get dialed into it, no matter who it's with. I've never been good at sitting down and trying to say, today I'm going to write a song and it's going to say this. But if you're open to whatever the ideas can be.
So we'll try to pitch you off before you leave.
Sure.
Get some good music out next couple of weeks. What do you think, Jim? Say something to make you mad.
Yeah, that dude going down the street right now pisses me off. Can you write anything about that?
I don't necessarily think it has to be mad. I think happy, sad, whatever. If you are a songwriter and you can be open to ideas coming to you, I think there's a lot of different theories on it. There's probably people that will tell you, it's booze or it's drugs or it's being around people you love. For me, it's just always been, if you can be open to the idea, if you can just run ideas constantly, you will hit on something.
It also helps to have a friend like this guy.
Oh, yeah.
That can be there and say, "Oh, hold on, let's rewind."
Yeah.
It's like, 'cause you would never thought of.
Yeah,
No.
and I want to say too, Jacob is not here. Jacob is our newest addition to the band, and that is one of Jacob's best qualities is he has a tendency to slow me down when I'm going 100 miles an hour and say, hey, you need to focus on this. What if we did it this way? What if we changed that to this? What if we put this here? He's such an amazing guitarist and such a calming presence. There's 35 years of life and shared experiences between Hurley and I. There's 10, 15 if you add Doc in there. And Jacob is the glue that holds us all together, that can kind of open the air, kind of, bring this all about. And that shared experience, I know we said we're going to talk about TJ Downs at some point.
I want to hear that.
That's where TJ comes in.
So, listen, Jacob, you didn't make it to our studio, but I'm not sure he would have gotten the love that he got just now, J-Bo, had he been here.
Because the stuff they said about him off the air, man.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they started feeling a little bit bad,
Right.
But
he'd been begging to be in the band for a year. We finally
saying, all right, come on.
That's Hurley, Jacob. Don't hold that against me.
He knows my voice.
I mentioned, or J-Bo mentioned off the air, the banter that it's kind of, there needs to be a show for during the intermission because of the conversations that you have. But I mentioned during the break, I was like, I keep looking at Hurley and I keep thinking, it just feels like there's got to be some hangover stories in the history of Hooker. I mean,
Oh boy.
So does he look like more of a party animal than the other two?
No, he reminds me of the dentist in Hangover.
Totally that guy.
He reminds me of the dentist. You remember? Is that what his name was? And that's
spot on.
that is who Hurley reminds me of. Kyle is the other guy that.
Kyle's the guy that they lose.
Yeah, no, Kyle.
Bradley Cooper.
He strikes me as the guy that's calling the fiance and saying we fucked up. That's who Kyle reminds me of. And I'm still trying to figure out Doc. To be honest with you, but give us if you can. I mean, it might be a forever hold your peace kind of. You can't tell it. But there's got to be some kind of a hangover type of story that you can tell to the world.
We quasi agreed off air to tell the two Christmas morning stories.
We also agreed not to tell some stories.
Yeah, we sorted through and run it past our legal department and decided to tell the two Christmas morning stories. So the first one, we always played holidays. Holidays, you got paid more money to play holidays, and it's hard on your mom and dad not being there for Christmas Eve, but we were out making money and we needed the money. It's Christmas time, so a lot of times if Christmas fell on a holiday on a Friday and Saturday, we were playing Friday and Saturday, and so a big day for us was Christmas Eve, and so one night we played Christmas Eve, and as somebody brought up off air, we had a van and a trailer. We had a 15-passenger van. We had a trailer we hauled our equipment in. The van and trailer was always somebody's responsibility at the end of the night. Somebody had to get the van and trailer home. A lot of times we swapped off who that was going to be. And so one Christmas morning, and I think everybody has this experience. The food is finally ready. You've made your plate. And that Christmas morning, we had, Christmas Eve, we played all night. We did get home 2 or 3 in the morning, and it had snowed. There's snow on Christmas morning.
Snow everywhere.
Yeah, my entire family was at my mom and dad's house, and I'd fixed these 2 huge plates of food, and I was like, it's like that moment, right? You're sitting down, you're just going to dive into all this awesome food. And I sat down, and the whole family's there, and the landline at my house rings, my mom and dad's house. And I was like,
landline.
So I got up, and I noticed it was Doc's number calling me on Christmas morning. And I thought, very odd for Doc. If you know Doc, he's not the kind to call you and wish you Merry Christmas. You know what I mean? That's not who Doc is as a person. So I answered the phone and I said, "Hey, Doc, Merry Christmas." And he was like, "Yeah, Merry Christmas. I got to tell you something." And I said, "Okay." And the night before, Doc had been entrusted with the van and trailer to take it home. And we had a show that night. So we had played Christmas Eve, and we had a show Christmas night. He said, I've got to tell you something. I said, what's that? And he said, I lost the van. And I stopped for a minute, and I said, what do you mean you lost the van? The van has an 8.5-foot trailer behind it, and it's a 15-passenger van. How do you lose a van? And he was like, yeah, man, I lost it. I don't know what happened to it. And I was like, can you elaborate? And he says, well, I was driving home, and it started snowing, and I ran off in a ditch. And it was like 3 a.m, and I couldn't get it out of the ditch, so I don't know, I just got out and walked home. And I was like, okay, well, we'll just go back. Like, I'll get a truck and a chain, and we'll go. He's like, no, you can't. I already went back. It's gone. And so I remember saying, all right, man, I'll call you back. And I hung the phone up and sat down and ate dinner with my family. My dad, like, everything okay? I'm like, yeah, everything's fine, Dad. Everything's fine. No need to be concerned. And essentially, it had ran off the road and blocked part of the road. Someone had called, I assume, law enforcement.
It was all right.
And had towed it to a lot in E-Town. We had to wake up, we had to get a hold of the lot owner on Christmas Day, pay a ridiculous fee to get it out, and get the lecture of, like, how dare you run this off the road and just leave it. And I'm like,
worth more than the van itself. Right. And how did the cops just not follow the footsteps in the snow to Doc and arrest him?
Yeah,
like,
Doc just walked home.
He just walked home from Roots Creek Road in E-Town all the way to South Glendale.
And that is the story of how Doc is the most unbothered person, and one of the reasons that he's so good in this band is he's so calm under pressure, where I would have had an absolute meltdown of call a record, get this to the house. How do we, Doc just walks home and leaves it and loses the van.
Almost past my grandparents' house, like, not stopping 2 o'clock on Christmas morning now.
Not doing it. Not going to do that to Grandma. No.
Yeah, I thought I'd get up and go pull it out, like he said, with the chain. It's just,
that is
awesome. I had some
awesome.
folks come over. Let's go get this thing.
Yeah.
Where is this? I thought, they haven't had time to get this yet,
Right.
I guess not.
Oh, Doc. Doc, I think we're figuring out who you are in the Hangover bunch.
It's the quiet ones.
Yeah.
He's the one that, like, slipped on the drugs, and they ended up not knowing what happened.
Yeah, meet him at the club,
Yeah.
The other Christmas morning story we agreed to tell, it has to do, you brought up, I think in the first segment, about rabid fans, Mm-hmm. We played a Christmas Eve show one time, and it was at Cozy Corner, and after the first set break, a group of girls who we had known, they came to a lot of the shows. They came in, so we have a gift for you all. And they brought us a gingerbread Cozy Corner. Okay? So go with me here. Yeah. They had made this gingerbread house. They had decorated it as Cozy Corner. They had bought Micro Machine cars and glued them to the cardboard. It was elaborate.
They spent time, money, resources, and effort.
It was impressive. I mean, I was blown away. Like, very, very grateful.
Mm-hmm.
So that night it snowed, and we had called Hurley's dad to come pick us up. I think there were probably some alcohol involved, but there was also snow involved. So he comes to get us.
It's called old Pops.
Yeah. Hurley's dad sounds like a very responsible dad.
Oh my God.
He was the dude. He was the dude. And so he drives us home, and I had, I put this gingerbread house behind my amplifier because I was like, somebody put a lot of time into that. And I'm going to take it home. I'm going to take pictures of it. This is really cool. And so Hurley's dad drives us home, and he gets to my mom and dad's house where I lived at the time. I was in college. My mom and dad had this long driveway. It's a long, steep hill, and it was snowing. And I said, hey, don't drive down the hill. I'm going to get out. I'll grab my guitar. I'll grab my gingerbread Cozy Corner, and I'll just walk. Okay, yeah, no worries. So, 2 or 3 in the morning, we've been playing music, drinking a little bit. I get out of the car, they pull off, and I start down the hill, and under my right arm, I have my Les Paul, and on my left hand, I have this huge, elaborate Cozy Corner gingerbread house. And I'm wearing my show outfit, and I've got on my boots, and I took about 3 steps, and I slipped. And somehow, this gingerbread house wound up under me, and I landed on it and busted it into literally 1,000 pieces. Stuff went everywhere.
Oh, man.
So I got up and very it's 3 a.m, So I took my Les Paul, and I'm like, I'm just going home. So I get in the house, and the next morning, we're going to my grandmother's house. It's Christmas morning. My dad's driving up the driveway, and I will never. I'd forgotten about it. I laid down, got up the next morning in a rush, and we're driving up the hill. And my dad's like,
"What the hell is that?
Is that gingerbread in our driveway?" And I was like, yeah, it does look like it's gingerbread in our driveway. And he was like, "Are those Micro Machine cars in our driveway?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it does look." And he's like, "What exactly did you do last night?" And I was like, long story. Yeah.
Oh, man. That is great. Those are great. Listen, nobody can, you can't get in trouble for that one. Right. Good hangover stories, though, for the Hooker Band. We got segment 3 coming up. And listen, Hurley, it could be anything. I just want to let you know.
I got to know how in the world you guys know TJ Downs.
We'll get there.
Yeah, we're going to find out. TJ, an old buddy of ours, so we're going to stick around back with Hooker here at the Two Shots Studio, Big Papa Smokehouse. Hang around.
Are you looking for a clean, fun podcast that you can relate to? Well, we've got it for you. Cross the Line. The 1524 originates out of Indiana. Former high school rivals. Now our buddies sitting around a speakeasy bar talking about common day events, common things. We keep it light. They keep it easy. It's a good time. Check out Cross the Line. 1524. You can find it on all the podcast apps and players. You can also check them out at crosstheline1524.com or check them out on Facebook. Cross the Line 1524.
Lisa Kearns doesn't want to just sell you a house. She wants to find you a home. If you've been thinking about making a move, she'd love to help. She knows you've got many choices when choosing a real estate agent, but not all agents are the same. Her clients are the heart of her business, and she takes pride in providing exceptional service, knowledge, and transparency while helping you navigate the real estate market. With her by your side every step of the way, she can assist you in real estate needs that make buying and selling a smooth, enjoyable process. Call Lisa Kearns, Realtor with Exit Realty Homestead, 270-402-4036.
For all your full-service auto repair needs, it's Big O Tires, 2 locations, Bardstown and Lebanon, J-Bo.
That's right. Billy Taft will take good care of you. Man, if you need new tires, new windshield wipers, whatever, Billy Taft has everything you need for your vehicle.
2 locations. If you're in town on the Bourbon Trail and tires messed up, whatever the case might be, you can stop in at Bardstown location or Lebanon. Give them a try. Billy Taft's the best in the business.
That's right. We love those guys. That's Big Old Tires of Bardstown and Lebanon.
I love feedback, J-Bo. Can we hire a producer?
No, actually, the feedback sounds like the way you talk on a daily basis to me, so I'm used to it.
You're a dumbass.
Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
We need to hire a producer. And by the way, this is a show would have been fantastic to have had our video capabilities up and going.
We're getting there.
You're spending too much time with Will Knight up at the Sportsplex.
I can't help it.
And you're shirking your two-shots duties.
Hey, doing what I can do, man. Doing what I can do. Look, I'm dying to find out about maybe even some little dirt on TJ Downs, man, our old buddy.
All right, so before we get into dirt about TJ Downs, let's talk about TJ Downs. TJ, we got to know TJ through Lucksteel. The first year of the AMP, before we were not rehired. I'll just say that nicely. Our although we did a hell of a job that year. I will say that as well.
Here we go.
So anyway, we got to know TJ, who was had probably what would you say, Joe? Both 3/4 through the first season was hired.
Yeah. We just clicked, met backstage and became besties right away.
So I think the first weekend that TJ started, I was off that weekend, and you were telling me, man, you're gonna love this dude. He's now over the amp. He's over the security. He's a great dude. And so the next weekend, I'm like, all right, who is this guy? And I meet TJ, and instantly, everything you echoed was like spot on. TJ was, I mean, he just a great dude. So then we get to talking and finding out more about TJ and realize that he's got an incredible story to tell. We have him on Two Shots, and long story short, it is one of the most, to this day, most popular episodes of Two Shots.
Yep. Rightfully so.
It was called A Road Less Traveled. Was the title of that show. It absolutely went viral and was incredible, only to be topped by the Cornbread Mafia, right, which everybody knows. Those shows that we've done on Two Shots, the Cornbread Mafia shows were incredible. But TJ's Road Less Traveled show and the story that TJ told in that episode was just incredible, so inspirational. If you're listening today to the Hooker Show and you're saying, I got to listen to this, definitely pull that show up and listen. But when we're getting going, Kyle, you guys are we're off the air and we're just mentioning some things, and you bring up none other than TJ Downs.
Yeah.
And the connection, and so I am enthralled to know the connection with TJ Downs and you guys.
So TJ is the reason that we are sitting here today.
The reason.
Yeah, not as a band, but the reason that we, the three of us, are
Renaissance.
Are in a room right now. Yeah. So first of all, I'm gonna make TJ mad because I know he doesn't like compliments, and I'm gonna give him a bunch of them. You know, TJ's an American hero, whether he ever wants to wrap his arms around that or not. He absolutely is an American hero. And we've known TJ for 20 years. Playing music, that's how I met him. Just seemed like a really good dude, and got to talking to him a bit. And I knew him at the times that he was going overseas, and worried about him while he was overseas. And when he got back, and I would see him at Cozy Corner, man, I could not wait to give him a hug, tell him I loved him, tell him, I hope you're being safe over there. I hope you're keeping your head down and keep moving. I hadn't heard from TJ in a while, and TJ's one of those people that no matter if I see him today, it'll be the same as if I don't see him for another 15 years. When I see him, I'm going to wrap my arms around him, tell him I love him, how's everything going? We're going to have a conversation. He's going to tell me about his family, his daughter. I'm going to tell him about what's going on in my life. We pick right back up, Yeah. So I hadn't heard from TJ in a while, and I think it was 3 years ago, and it might have been 4, but I think it was 3 years ago. I was on a vacation cross country in a rented van with my mom and dad and my 2 daughters. So we're driving across country. We're going to see the Grand Canyon, and I'm like 4 days into an 8-day trip, kind of getting a little weary on vacation, and I get a phone call, and it pops up TJ Downs. And so I answered the phone, and I said, "What have you done now?" And he laughed, and he said, "No, I haven't done anything, but I got to ask you something." I said, "Okay, go for it." He was like, "But before I ask you this, just don't say no." And I said, "Well, TJ, I don't know what it is." So he said, "I know, I got you. All I'm saying, you don't have to say yes, Kyle, but just don't say no immediately." I said, "Okay, cool." So he says, "I've got this idea. I want to do Turkey Kick at Log Still. I want Hooker to headline." And he lays it out for me. And I was like, and at the time, we, the three of us, hadn't been in the room together for probably 4 or 5 years. And not because of animosity, not because we didn't want to be in the same room, just kind of life got in the way. We hadn't been playing music. And I gave TJ every reason of like, man, rusty, and it's been years, and would anybody even care? Would you sell 2 tickets? Like, my mom and dad will probably come, but will anybody else come? Like, I gave him every reason not to do it. And he said, remember what I told you when I called you, just don't say no. And I said, okay, I'm going to call the guys. It's probably a no, but I'll make the phone call. That's all I'm asking of you. So I made the phone call. Hurley, Doc, and I started talking. That's when we also decided, and I said, I wouldn't do it without Jacob.
Right.
Jacob
on the couch. Hey, do you want to play a big, huge show at Logstill?
Yeah.
I haven't played music in 5 years.
Yeah.
What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah. And so we agreed to do it. And I called TJ back and said, well, before we say yes or anything else, how we're going to sell tickets. He said, don't you worry. I'm going to go door to door if I have to. I'll make sure that tickets are sold. It's going to be taken care of. We're going to take care of you all. And so I said, okay, man, I think we're in. And this was a solid 2 weeks after we had the conversation. I was on vacation when he called me.
Right.
And he said, oh, man, thank goodness. And I said, what do you mean, thank goodness? He said, I told him 2 weeks ago that you were in.
I told him yes.
I said, you told him 2 weeks ago? He said, oh, yeah, we're already working on it. We're getting the tickets going. He said, I told him I'd already sold you on it before I pitched it to him.
And then Kyle calls us and was like, well, we got to practice. I had to buy a whole new drum set. I had to buy a
So,
new
Hurley,
drum
you hadn't been playing for...
I've been playing nothing. Collecting my drum set and drum cases. We're collecting dust.
Yeah.
So you're just living life. You're making a living, and
Yeah. Great life.
that's the last thing on your mind is...
Not last thing on my mind.
But it was pretty close.
I don't pressure any of my guys to play music. I want to play, but like it was not on the radar. No, absolutely not. It was not.
And TJ is the one that made that show happen. And that show happening is what started us down the road of should we put another album together? Should we do a couple more shows? And it started all of this.
Yep.
Kyle, you were saying that you were worried about selling tickets, and I still remember today that when they announced that and it went on Facebook, people like myself, it was crazy. Like I was getting texts like ding, ding, ding. It was like Hooker is coming back. It's on Turkey Kick Night.
Yeah.
It was like crazy.
A lot of people don't know this. They were very apprehensive with all this.
Yeah.
They released 200 tickets, hoping and praying they would sell it.
Yeah.
Sold out in 2 hours.
Right.
Released another 200.
We ended up actually getting a party bus, and we met at Rosewood with Timothy Wheatley and Lance Abel and a bunch of us guys, and we all got on there. And I'll tell you just a real quick story about that night. So Beth lost her phone at the show. So we're having a great time. We've all been drinking, probably way too much. Beth lost her phone. She thinks it's in the bathroom. None of us could go back in. So the driver of the bus goes back in with her. They can't find it. We end up getting back to the to Rosewood where everybody was parked. And my daughter was driving at the time. She was picking us up. She was like, we've been following Mom the whole time on Life 360. And she's there like trying to call. It was in my back pocket the whole time.
Fantastic.
That's, sometimes I think in life try to stay focused on gratitude, and I think this is probably the opportunity to say thanks to Ray Osborne and everybody else who bought a ticket and came to that show. I can't tell you that feeling. I can tell you, I think my favorite part of that show was we were sequestered in a green room, essentially, that was kind of far away from the Legacy. So we didn't really know all that was going on. But when we loaded up to go to the show, the lady that drove Logstill's bus to drive us to do the show, we were in the van, and she could probably sense we were a little bit nervous. And she said, do you want to circle the parking lot? And I remember saying,
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I guess. And she was
Sure.
like, I think you should circle the parking lot and see something. Okay. And she drove us to the parking lot and said, look what you all did. And there were cars you couldn't find a place to park.
Side of the road.
People everywhere. She said,
everywhere.
look at what you all did. Look out the windows and look at what you did. This is going to be a good show. And it was. And again, all thanks to TJ for putting it back together.
Pretty much the most significant show. Yeah. I don't know if it was, biggest, significant, most important, best of my entire musical career, probably.
Yeah. Just a great feeling.
So this was the first show back, Hurley, and since when?
So that was 3 years ago. It'll be 3 years ago this November, so 2.5 years ago. Okay. But the last show we probably played was probably Mammy's Kitchen in like 2017, 2018?
2018, 2016, 2018.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I have the pictures from that Mammy show, too.
So listen, obviously, TJ knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
Correct. And it was because of the turkey kick. Like, he just knew it was like turkey kick and hooker, and this is the region they grew up in. Like, this is hooker country. It all made sense.
It's the prime example of not believing in yourself and finding somebody else who does believe in. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
TJ from the moment and told me, you are worrying about nothing. It will it will happen. Don't you worry about it. I got you. And he believed in it more than I ever possibly could, and it was just such a full circle moment.
It was a full circle moment.
There's a lot of things we could talk about. We could have TJ on another show.
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
And
we'll just go ahead and schedule it.
It's funny because I've reached out to TJ just now, and I sent a picture of you, Kyle, and I said, "Talk to me, dog." He's probably out grinding up a tree right now.
He's taking care of those stumps in the world.
Taking
over.
Absolutely. How did it feel that night when at the turkey kick and you circle the lot, and then you arrive and you go in there and you're like, and people are singing your songs back to you?
Yeah.
Doc, I mean, seriously.
Yeah, absolutely. People singing songs back
How'd
to
it
you.
feel, Doc?
Come on, Doc. Give us that.
It feels like I was glad I was prepared, because you don't really have time to think about what you're doing at that point. It's go out there and the lights are on and people are looking at you and hollering and everything. It's an interesting feeling. It's like an intense type feeling, but then sometimes you can kind of chill in the moment a little bit. Yeah. And I remember there was once I looked at Kyle and I was supposed to do something. I was like, I'm just gonna wait a few seconds here and let this sink in a little bit.
Yeah.
I could feel the worry on your face.
Well, and there was multiple times, like what Doc just said, like the song Issues. There's a certain time frame we do things, and he's singing the chorus. He steps back from the microphone, the crowd singing, and so we're all looking at each other, and I'm just, I'm motioning 2 more times, go do it again, go through it again. And it's all that stuff on stage that it's like the only time in your life where you live in the moment and you're not thinking about tomorrow. Yeah.
And there's nothing cooler than taking a short 5-year break and then coming back to a venue like that, too.
Dude, I'm telling you, we went from the couch to selling out a professional live gig. Yeah. And it was pretty much because of TJ. Yeah. It wasn't because, we've always had the talent, we've always had the fans, we've always had all that stuff going on, but that show in particular showed us what we can do because, honestly, of the addition of Jacob Loxton. Yeah, we were organized. Mm-hmm. We always had the it factor. I feel like we always had it, but we were never. For 15 years, did we ever have a set list? Never. We never had a set list. Jacob joined the band. Never had a set list.
Really?
You just walk on stage. What do y'all want to do?
Yeah. Really?
Never had a set list.
And Jacob's idea is more of, one of the things we talk about, how do you get to the next level? And one of the things Jacob sat down and said, well, one of the ways you get to the next level is when you walk out from the time you walk off, it should be every minute should be diagrammed of this song goes into this song. There is no break. There is no talking.
I'm with you. I'm with Jacob on that.
We timed out it's the first time we ever timed our rehearsals. Yeah. So from 9 to 11, we're playing 9 to 11. Well, okay. We have to, first set has to be this, second set has to be this. And Jacob had everything literally timed out to probably 30 seconds. He probably had it all. He had it all laid out to within about 30 seconds of the entire.
So maybe I missed this,
and
but
we never knew how to do that.
But what was his history? What I mean, he
has been a professional musician in Louisville. He's probably been on stage with probably about 25 to 30 different bands, at least
as a frontman.
As a frontman, as a hired gun frontman.
We went to high school with him and stayed in contact with him. He has a YouTube channel for anybody that's into guitar or pedals.
Channel, Visual Guy, Jacob Loxton.
Yeah, at the Visual Guy, at the Visual Guy.
So he can actually teach me how to be like him.
Jacob can teach you anything. He is the Zen master.
Jacob can literally teach you anything.
But he did. He came in and sat us down and was like, one of the things you need to do is you need to work up every one of these original songs. You need to put together an original show. Throw a cover or two in there, but do the songs that people remember from the albums. And And man, he's the best at it. Hurley's right. We would finish rehearsal and say, "Hey man, you're 3 minutes over," or "Hey man, you're 4 minutes under."
Yeah.
And you need to make sure we're hitting these timed marks exactly. And at the time, it felt like, man, this is such a big change. Somebody's drilling me, but the end result was it took it to the next level. It took the show up.
And when you're on that type of rigid schedule, people think, it's not really, I got to do this. It makes everything so much easier.
Yeah,
you know
it's
what
automatic.
And we added so much to these songs. Honesty.
Yeah.
Honesty's better than it's ever sounded.
Yeah.
He added a whole new lead at the end of the song that really, really captivates, the emotions of that song.
And he did the same thing for this album that we've just finished cutting, and I won't say finished. We've got 6 songs in the bag right now that we are going to release to all platforms. We're trying to get 2 more together before we put it out. But
and he pretty much directed literally everything.
He produced it. He made it happen.
He pretty much laid it all out for us. And he is actually a part of a band called Solar Flannel. Yeah. They do a lot of Grateful Dead stuff and classic rock and stuff like that. Just a fantastic musician. He's been a hired gun professionally, and has a real job for over 10 years now. Yeah.
So Kyle, you're doing obviously the hooker thing now.
Yeah, sure.
By the way, and I know you want to know this. August the 1st, Hooker will be at the part of the Lebanon Tourism Summer Concert Series. They will be on the stage. Cromer will be opening up that night.
Can't wait to hang out with those guys.
Can't wait to hear you guys. Can't wait to see y'all.
Shout out Cromer.
Shout out
and
to Cromer.
Hooker, 8:30 till 10 that night. But, so you've got the Hooker thing going on.
Yeah.
You're busy, obviously, day to day.
Sure.
Busy, smart dude.
I don't know about smart, but yeah, busy.
Ray said you're extremely smart, so I'm just, hey, listen.
Ray, send me a bill.
I do my prep.
Well, it's Ray.
Okay, all right. But Hooker's not the only thing you do as well.
Right.
I mean, you stay busy musically with some other gigs.
Yeah, there's another show in Lebanon that I think Caleb Cecil and Hotel Whiskey are going to headline. So I'm a member of Hotel Whiskey, and I co-write with Caleb Cecil for his albums. He has an album out that just came out, I think, 2 months ago. It's Caleb Cecil and Hotel Whiskey live at Dead Bird. It's on all platforms. It's a great album that Caleb and I mostly co-wrote together, and then I played guitar on the album. If you get an opportunity to check that out, too, because Caleb and Hotel Whiskey are going to be at the concert series as well. So you all have got a fantastic lineup as far as I'm concerned.
I saw you guys, where was it, at Limestone, I think, this summer. Fantastic.
Thank you.
You guys are awesome. Then J-Bo and I, you guys were back for Ham Days, right?
Yeah, we played the auditorium up there.
Yeah. So not only are you fantastic musicians, you're a hell of a nice guys.
Thanks.
I mean, we definitely got to say that.
Same to you.
What's the plans for Hooker? I mean, we talked about, obviously, locally you're going to be playing the concert series, but you talked about some new music. You're going back to the studio, but where are we going with this?
I think the new music and releasing it and having a big album release party. I don't know if you ever still do that because you don't have physical CDs or physical media anymore. A lot of stuff's digital. But a lot of the new music is going to allow us just to keep doing what we're doing. We like to play shows selectively. We're not going to play all the time. So that way, when you do see us and when you do hear us, it's not like, well, I'm not going to go to this show because they're just going to play 2 weeks later somewhere else. Right. It's not like that. Mm-hmm. We may only play a couple shows a year. And that's where you have to see us. That exclusivity of it is actually works to our benefit. And it's not just us that are older and with kids and with jobs. Our entire fan base.
Same way.
It's the exact same way.
Yeah.
They're not going to come out every weekend and do this. Right. We don't want to, and they don't want to either.
And so that's something that Jacob's been really good about is goals. What goals do you want to have? What do you want next? And I've said this a couple times, and I'm trying to speak it into existence. I want to bounce back for a minute and say there's another person we have to thank besides TJ, and it's Wally Dant for putting together Log Still. And I was up there.
Really helped.
Oh man, Wally's been great to us. But when I was up there a couple weeks ago and did a show with Caleb for Sunday Best, I told the booker, I said, I want to do a show with Hooker and Blackstone Cherry. I want to see. I want to be on a bill with those guys.
It's all about the boom boom.
It is, and we are trying to build a show the way they do, end to end, fantastic. They are a Kentucky band,
I'd love to open up
and
for them.
we are dying to be on a bill with them. So that's our next big goal.
We had them when they first started at Fergie's as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, they were awesome
They're so
then.
good.
They're awesome.
And they're huge overseas, man.
they are.
Gosh, they're
Awesome.
so good.
Awesome.
Good guys.
I want to hear some Hooker on the radio.
Yeah,
I do too.
You know, I got this Bowling Green rock station down there. They're still independent. You know, Tommy Starr's out there
Love it.
playing local acts. I sent him a tune. I don't know if he's gonna get us on there or not, but
right.
if we can get
You
on
know,
Bowling
Doc,
Green,
You gotta start somewhere.
you know, they know Blackstone Cherry.
So Doc, there's a dude on 102.7 that does like a lot of rock. Ken Snow.
That'd be cool too.
Reach out to him. I think he does actually now Friday night. There used to be a guy, a real good guy, that did a fantastic Friday night show called Club 68 Radio. That I know could have got your stuff out there. And that damn guy retired.
I heard about Club 68. My grandpa used to play. He had a band played over here. He told me about some of those nights.
Now look, there's another guy in the room that actually works for a radio station still. That could actually just talk to that guy himself.
Yeah, you guys got any Christian music? We'll get that served for you on Sunday mornings.
We're working on it. I've been playing at the church about 2 years now.
Hey, listen. What else you guys want to get out there? Because listen, this is your time. We're just honored that you guys, that Ray hooked us up. That you guys are in here. We're excited about August 1st because it's going to be a party. I mean, a party.
Absolutely.
So, what else do people need to know about the Hooker Band?
Well, as of right now, pretty much our most famous song is not on an album.
Yeah.
It will be. Fifth of Gasoline is going to be on an album. You are going to have it. You are going to own it soon. You're going to have it all. You're going to have it really soon.
It's
Promise you.
finished.
It's finished.
It's finished. It just hasn't been released.
It hasn't been released yet.
And from a nice studio.
From
Yeah.
a really nice
quality
studio.
sound.
Sneak Attack Studios
Great
in Lexington.
sound, great stuff going on. And actually, after we release this music, we are going to kind of open up and see what we can really do with this.
Yeah.
What the songs we're releasing.
And the last thing that I want to be known is thank you. Thank you
Appreciate you
to the
guys.
three of you. Thank you for having us. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for the fans that have kept this going as long as you have, for buying T-shirts, for listening to the music, for sharing it on Facebook, on your socials, and just having our backs through it all is one of the only reasons that we feel comfortable to keep going and keep doing what we're doing.
And thank you to you guys for buying my trailer. I appreciate that.
We really appreciate it too.
Yeah, we put a lot of miles on that bad boy.
Guys, man. So, iTunes, where else?
Anywhere you can stream music, you can stream all of what we have. Literally anywhere.
Gotcha. And now, if you're listening to this, your job right now is to get on iTunes, wherever you buy music, and buy every Hooker song they have out.
Yes, please.
Right
And
now.
watch
right
for the
now.
new
I
album.
gotta put my daughter through college, please.
Hey, I finally, I think TJ has finally finished grinding up the stump.
He's on lunch break.
Listen, I see the little dots, and he has realized, and he hearted the gonna be a good episode.
Oh, awesome.
So when you know it is a TJ Downs endorsed episode, it is a must listen to show.
Yeah, we love you, baby.
Of Two Shots. But yeah,
Thanks,
TJ is our dude. Man, guys, I'm telling you, I can't thank you enough. Ray Osborne
Yes,
with Good Buddies, cannot thank you enough for the idea, bring these guys in there. You know, at the time when Ray brought that out, you guys were just either were getting ready to release all the songs out on all the platforms, or were had already done it. Sure. But regardless, what a great idea, and appreciate Ray, hooking us up. You guys are awesome, man. And you know, the power of music, and again, you got generations of people that really honestly grew up with Hooker.
Right.
Correct.
And August 1st here in Lebanon is going to be huge.
I feel
wild.
like it is.
It is going to be so much fun. I just want to hang around J-Bo and like I I don't know, before the show, shotgun a beer with these
I'm gonna
guys.
do the same thing I was with them last time.
Right.
I'm going to drink a lot of bourbon backstage with them.
Right.
Listen,
We're in.
yeah, we'll have some 2 shots. Hopefully by that point in time, we'll have some new 2-shot shirts that we'll be able to.
I need a shirt to wear at that show.
There you go.
Hey, I got you, man. We'll take care of you. We'll take care of you. You guys are awesome, man. Keep on doing what you're doing.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Love the music. I've been cranking Hooker. It's awesome.
Thank you.
We're going to get you guys. We'll get the picture of the exclusive CD, J-Bo. That's right. It'll be out there. We're going to get you guys to.
Yeah, I think that.
And then Jacob, listen. August 1st, we'll bring this. We'll get you to personally autograph it.
Absolutely.
On behalf of us.
Absolutely.
On behalf of 2 Shots. So.
Thanks for coming out,
Thank
boys.
you.
Thank you all so much. We really appreciate it.
Jim Reed, what are you doing over there? Did you push the wrong button again? Hey, Ray, did you see that?
You're actually supposed. You can't just you can't
us
just
out.
be like, boom, it's over.
Everybody sees you, hears about you screwing up, but Ray actually saw it this time.
No, I mean I'm like over here and I'm
happens,
talking
guys.
and I have to
It's
go
always
over
my
here.
fault, man. It's
Always his fault.
We need that producer.
Everybody saw it.
Ray, can we hire you as a producer? I mean, we need a damn producer in the
He's fell
studio.
through the wall before. Look at that big hole over there.
Totally stone cold sober, and he keeps telling people I fell through the wall.
Just hit the red button.
You're so damn full of shit, J-Bo.
You guys need to check up Logston.
Love you guys, the Hooker Band. All right, what a great show. We'll see you next time for 2 Shots on the Barrel. I'm Jimbo.
J-Bo.